Okay, in this question we want to find a formula for the describe function and state its domain. So a rectangle has area 16 meters squared, or squared meters. We want to express the perimeter of the rectangle as a function of the length of one of its sides. So first thing is we need to look at that first sentence. And the rectangle has an area of 16 meters squared. Okay, well, first and foremost, we're going to let the length and the width of the rectangle be L and W. Okay, so what do we know about the area of a rectangle? The area of a rectangle is equal to its length times width. And so what we can do is, if we're going to express the perimeter of a rectangle as a function of the length of one of its sides. So since the function is going to be of the length of one of its sides, we can plug in 16 for the area and then solve for W. So I'm going to rewrite this equation in terms of LW, and that's going to equal the area, but that's equal to 16 meters squared. And then to solve for W, we're going to divide both sides by L. So now we know that W is going to equal 16 over L. And so we're expressing the perimeter of the rectangle as a function of the length. So what's the formula for the perimeter? Well, the formula for the perimeter is P, which is equal to 2L plus 2W. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to write the perimeter in terms of a function of length. So for step number 5, this is going to become P of L, because in terms of L, which is equal to 2L, and then we got to replace this W with what we solved for up here, which is 16 over L. And so therefore, our function in terms of the length is P of L, which is equal to 2L plus 32 over L. So we have our function in terms of length. And now the next part is we need to state its domain. So if we want to state its domain, we need to write that in terms of what L represents. Well, we can see that L is in a denominator, so it cannot be equal to 0. So that means L has to be greater than 0. Because you can't have a perimeter to be negative. So if we write this in set builder notation, L such that L must be greater than 0, or in interval notation we can say that we got parentheses 0 going towards positive infinity.